7,000, 6,000. Onions, they sell 1,500, 2,000, but now they sell 5,000.
As food prices continue to rise, consumers are calling for measures to improve supply and stabilize market prices. For now, residents can only hope for a better harvest season and lower transportation costs to bring much needed relief to household budgets. Zahra Nasir, Global TV News.
And now, to news making rounds on the foreign scene. Officials from the United States and Iran have begun direct negotiations in Switzerland aimed at implementing a preliminary peace agreement signed last week, with both sides seeking to reach a comprehensive deal within 60 days covering the regional security and Iran's nuclear program. As the opening session, United States Vice President J.D. Vance described the talks as historic and expressed hope for a fundamental reset in relations, while Iran insisted that future progress would depend on full implementation of the commitments already made under the ceasefire agreement. And the discussion came amid renewed tension involving Iran-backed groups in Lebanon, with President Donald Trump warning Tehran to restrain its regional allies or risk further military action despite ongoing diplomatic efforts. Meanwhile, Iran says it has again closed the Strait of Hormuz following deadly strikes in Lebanon by Israel, which Tehran describes as a violation of its recent agreement with the United States aimed at ending the conflict. In a statement broadcast on the state television, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps warned vessels against approaching the strategic waterway, saying their security could be at risk. However, the United States military disputed the claim, stating that commercial shipping continued through the strait, with dozens of merchant vessels transporting more than 17 million barrels of oil to global marketers. And now to sports. Nigeria has climbed 2 places to 24th in the latest FIFA World Ranking, achieving its highest position since 2010, despite failing to qualify for the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup in United States, Mexico, and Canada. The rise was driven largely by results elsewhere, with several higher-ranked nations losing points during the tournament, allowing the Super Eagles to move up the standing without playing a competitive match during the World Cup. While the ranking improves recent progress under the head coach Eric Chile and a series of positive performances in international fixtures, it does little to ease disappointment over Nigeria's absence from a second consecutive World Cup. FIFA President Gianni Infantino is facing criticism for environmental campaigners over his extensive use of private jet travel during the 2026 World Cup across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Infantino has attended matches in several host cities, including Mexico City, Los Angeles, Vancouver, Seattle, and Houston, relying heavily on private air travel to maintain his schedule. Critics argue that the frequent flight undermines global efforts to address climate change. The concerns have intensified with the expansion of the tournaments from 32 to 48 teams and from 64 to 104 matches, a move that has significantly increased travel demands across the 3 host nations. And finally, the United States will not ease the travel restrictions on the Iranian team for their World Cup match in Los Angeles and Seattle, despite the team saying they would lodge a complaint with FIFA. The co-host nation tournament officials made this confirmation. Executive Director of the White House Task Force, Andre Giolini, says the United States will continue to assess the Iran squad travel arrangement, but for now, the original plan remains in place. Iran says it is unhappy at the restriction that means they can only travel to venues within 24 hours of their fixtures and must depart back to their training base in Tijuana, Mexico, directly after each game, with coach Amir Golani suggesting his side were the most oppressed team in the World Cup. And that's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276. You can also watch us on Free TV, Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now displaying on your screen by using @Global TV NG. I am Mukhtar Kasim, saying a very big thank you for watching.